Welcome back. Just before the break, we were talking about education and the introduction of Bangla language in GCSE. And the credit goes to one of my guests today, Mrs. Talia Rahman. But we changed the topic a little bit, and I've been sitting here watching a very interesting and impressive watch in the hand on the wrist of one of my guests, Mr. Rahman, Shafiq Rahman. Can we get a shot of this interesting watch? Hello? Right. Not too many watches like this are around in this world.
The dial has love and the heart is there,
right?
Red. So this is the wristwatch I wear.
Only on 14th of February.
On 14th February for this program.
Can you show it again?
Yes.
If you use it only once in a year, does it give you the right time?
It does. It's made by guess, and it gives the right time.
The time is no guess. Mr. Rahman, see, when you introduced this or revived it or brought it to the notice of the Bangladeshi people that love makes the world go, as Mr. Rahman was saying, see, did it occur to you that one day probably it will become National Day of Bangladesh?
No.
No.
I had no idea that it will explode like this. And this year has been a phenomenal year because I'm getting reports from Bangladesh, because today, Friday, is public holiday,
right.
Number one. Number two, the government has declared, they have changed the Bengali calendar,
right.
Because previously 13th February was Poila Falgun, first Falgun.
Right.
Now, as of today, 14th February will be Poila Falgun,
right.
As the festival of spring,
right.
Welcoming the spring in Bangladesh. So that's the second point. And the third is, of course, the Valentine's Day. So three sentiments have joined together, and it is, I think, celebrated in Bangladesh. It has been celebrated in Bangladesh in really a big way all over the country. Now, I'd like to talk about the commercial point. Because I also used to appear in Bangladesh in television, so a lot of people know me when I go out.
Right.
Ordinarily, journalists will not be known. I'm sure you also have the same experience. Okay? So, the ordinary farmers tell me, when I go to villages and the mofussil areas, countryside, they said they always knew that you can make money by growing paddy, jute, cotton, things like that. But flowers, by selling flowers, they never thought about it.
Yes.
In Jessore, in 2 years ago, it sold about 120 million taka in one day. And today, I have been hearing that all the flowers from Bangladesh, not just roses, other flowers, just vanished in minutes.
They also grow tulips. Can you imagine? They also grow tulips. Tulip.
Yes, yes. That I did not know. But because when I started talking about the Love Day, I said all you can do, buy a rose, at the time it was 2 taka, now it is 5, now it is probably 10 taka, buy one flower and then buy chocolate.
Right.
You see, this is also in London.
Chocolate.
Yes. Buy chocolate, they can't buy chocolate, it's expensive, they buy lozenges or chewing gum
right.
and give it to their lovers or husbands or wives, something. As I also said, that it is a family affair. I wanted to make them a family affair, to give anything possible to your parents and grandparents like that. Because this also I saw in Christmas, that my staff used to give me one toilet brush, one toilet soap, for example. How much is cost? 50 pence. But the giving and also a greeting card, giving, is you learn to give.
Right.
You just don't always think that I'll get everything from you. You also give something back.
The pleasure
and
in giving.
a little song is there, the love you make must be equal to love you give, you see. So, the love you take must be equal to love you give. So, that's a great song, and that's why I introduced the culture of giving flowers and chocolates and lozenges and what have you. That's it.
I see some books on the table.
The books,
Are they all
yeah,
over?
yeah, this is important.
Right.
Someday you will probably see more than 50 books like this.
Right.
I don't have the money now, and I don't have the capacity now to bring out all those books. So when this is the
Yep.
number 2 probably.
Yeah. Can we have a
Yes, I'll show you.
Yeah.
This is a book on 14 February.
Can we focus on the book, please?
I must tell you, in 1993, when I brought out the first love issue,
the Bhalabasha. Okay.
first love issue in Bangladesh of Jayadin,
Yeah.
Time magazine also that same very week brought out their own love issue. That was also their first love issue in February. So
Great minds think alike.
and well, it happened like that, and I was congratulated by a lot of local journalists that you have beaten Time magazine here. And actually in the subcontinent also, Bangladesh is ahead by at least 8 or 10 years in celebrating this day. Even in India, it's not that much popular yet, but it is becoming. And then after that, I had to follow up with a lot of other books on love.
Right.
And one question I always ask to myself, where would you meet your lover?
Right.
This is very important in Bangladesh especially.
Are you still asking this question to yourself?
I will not answer truthfully to you. Okay? So that's why I wrote a book called Bhalabasha Cafe. People meet in a lot of,
Yes.
like Burger King and KFC, they
Course,
meet there.
yeah.
And that's the book on that.
Right.
All the stories in it. That's the people always meet in a park,
Bhalabasha Park.
Bhalabasha Park. And the next I found they meet at the airport, because the airport is a big place. They can meet each other, not people
Is it a handbook for lovers or what?
not handbook. They are they are real experiences
Real-
of other people.
Other people.
Other people. For example, for example,
Ordinary people or
These are
writers?
the stories which
these are
used
stories
to
of-
be in in Jajadin and compilation of those
all
stories.
compilation of all the no.
No?
That is the compilation. The first book is the compilation.
Yeah.
But other books are written by me
Right.
of about different aspects of love, where you can meet them. And this is the Bhalabasha Hotel,
Right.
and this is the Bhalabasha Terminal, because they meet in the coach bus
Yeah,
going
yeah,
from
bus
Dhaka to
terminal,
Jessore or Dhaka to Rangpur, so because they meet there. So that's also is all something like that there. And eventually, if you're lucky enough, you meet your wife there, Tribhagyo. You see, that's a collection of stories on love written by me. But apart from them,
Sounds
there
like
are,
astrology.
because it's that I told the first issue of Love in Jayadin was, it was a very small magazine, 32 pages only, A4 size. Now 16 pages I allocated for love experiences of ordinary people. They wrote, and so many letters I started to get. Next I had to make it 64 pages, then 96, then 128 pages, and after that I couldn't cope with it. The last issue I printed was about 100,000, but it costing each one 32 taka, I think. Imagine how much.
Who were those writers, men or women?
It could be even rickshawalas, it could be on ferrywalas, it could be ordinary clerk, and I had to edit heavily to
Of
bring
course,
the
yeah.
language polish. But what I was interested was strange love affairs, you see, and that is what I always published. And this is why ordinary people bought my paper, and they were writers of my paper. And one favorite slogan was Jayadin, Lekhoki jar Pathok, Pathoki jar Lekhok.
That's very
You see? So that is why it became their own paper and used to sell heavily because of that. It was the interaction between the public and the paper is too much, I think, to ignore. And I am happy to tell you that I noticed in Evening Standard, London,
Right.
they have been doing from 1st February till today, writers' own experience, readers' own experience of love they're printing. So
Right.
we have been thinking like that,
Love in the
and
air.
it has happened. And because I have published this magazine for 25 years, So there will be probably at least 100 books on love eventually when it can be published.
Inshallah, it will be. I have always been itching to ask you any particular personal, memorable experience of this day.
Two, I must say, not one, two. One is bit, well, it's painful, the other one is good. The one is, in my house in Dhaka, I have a big wall outside Dhaka, and I had painted many slogans, and for example, if you want to know who is your real friend, go to jail once and you will know who your real friend is. And also many poems and many songs.
Both of us share this experience.
She also. And so
All of us.
so what happens, I also had many songs written there. So one day I noticed a really
have to be brief.
60-ish old man. He was a ferrywala. He had a box on his head and selling something, and wearing really old lungi and vest, but reading those slogans. So I went out and asked, you have read this thing for so many minutes, which one really is that has attracted you so much? Then he showed me one, which is, that হচ্ছে হৃদয়ে আছে যার সেই তো ভালোবাসে প্রতিটি মানুষের জীবনে প্রেম আসে, means if you have the heart, one who has a heart, he will be loving, and everybody gets introduced to love someday in his whole lifetime. Now that's one good thing, and he went away, and I felt so sorry that these ordinary people, we don't know about their love affairs, and nobody writes about them. Surely she had something. And the second one I must tell you is this, that I was recording just like this for Valentine's Day in Bangladesh, and after that one of my assistants, Choyon, said, "Sir, now you have to go to Kaji office." I said, "Why?" Because I'm getting married today. And have you taken permission of your parents or the wife's parents? He said, "No, but we must marry, and you will be the witness." So
Thank you very much, sir, for narrating this story and coming along and sharing your experience. It has been a pleasure hosting you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure, Mr. Zaman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear viewers, that you have been watching this show for a long, long time. Same time, same channel next week. We'll see you again. Bye for now.